Meg Thee Stallion career could be over, and she could be in serious trouble, possibly facing jail time. Man, Anna Paulina, the rep out of Florida, said that they had some bombshell information, some breaking news information in regards to the Tory Lanez case. We all saw last week, down 2 weeks ago, when he was stabbed in prison by Santino Casio, and the next day, his defense team came out with all kinds of information. They talked about that witness that said that he saw everything, and he said maybe he saw the girlfriend, Kelsey, use the firearm on Megan Thee Stallion. Well, we finding out now that he was taken upstairs by the DA, and when he came downstairs, he changed his statement. But now we have the old footage of him saying something different, right? We have on video now Megan Thee Stallion saying that she stepped in class, and it's a whole this whole story is contradictory to what she put out when she went on Gayle King's crying, when she lied about screwing Tory Lanez. Now we find out that she lied about getting shot. This thing is, and I know that Anna Paulina, this representative out of Florida, she wouldn't stick her neck out there and go this far if they didn't have damning information on this DA that's now retired and the way that they railroaded Tory Lanez to give him a 10-year prison sentence. She was more concerned about getting locked up than a woman that had just been shot. Check this out.
What's that?
Do you think we can go to jail?
I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, if you guys are, then I don't think...
I really cannot go to jail.
Okay.
I cannot have that on my image.
Okay. So how did that happen to you?
Glass.
Glass? Where?
Where we were coming from. But I'm not from here, so I...
Okay.
That's the only place you got shot at? That's the only place you got shot?
I didn't get shot.
Oh, you did it?
No, ma'am. I mean, no, sir.
Shooting or anything? That's how we got dispatched.
Well, we have the gun here, and then we have other units. They're searching the house where it happened. So that's all we have so far.
So nothing happened in the vehicle.
No, we don't have any casings. No.
Okay, from what you've been told. Okay.
And then there's some cash over. Looks like.
Was the person who got caught with the other people here that you have in handcuffs? Were they all together?
They were all together.
Yes, they were all in the same car.
Okay. And then, do we know how she got cut?
I believe when she stepped down, there's a glass.
She dropped
right
a glass bottle, and then I think she stepped on it and cut herself, getting out of the vehicle.
Okay. So her friends didn't cut her then.
Right.
Well.
Move back.
Oh, she cut herself.
Ma'am, do you think we're going to go to jail?
What's that?
Do you think we're going to go to jail?
So we got the footage of her stepping out of the Jeep, and she's stepping on glass, and the police officer is saying she stepped on glass. Like, literally, the police officer is saying that she stepped on glass. Now, I believe that there was a firearm shot that night, and maybe the fragments may have bounced off the ground and maybe got into the wound after she stepped on the glass, because when she got out of the truck, you heard the cops saying that. But then when you see footage of her, she's asking the cop, now mind you, this is supposed to be a woman that just got shot. She's more concerned about getting locked up with the glass at her feet. Then telling the officer that somebody popped her in her foot. So, and then there's nothing in the video where it's saying dance, B, dance, B. That's not there. That don't exist. So now we have the footage. And this is why they're going so hard to get him out of prison, for him not to go back to prison, because they knew this all along and the DA covered a lot of this stuff up, right? But then they had even images of her being in a hospital bed telling the cops that she stepped in glass, not got popped. She didn't say she got popped. She's saying that she stepped in glass. Check it out.
And so what happened with you were just one ball stick on the glass. I haven't really cut on my right foot. I just stepped on glass the other day. So you were already hurt when you got into the residence. And then at that point, your friends were running down and running to the hospital.
As you can see, right, she's in a hospital bed. She's in the hospital bed telling the cops, she's not saying that Tory Lanez did use a firearm on her. She's not saying anything. But she's lying, basically trying to say that she was trying to protect Tory at first. So afterwards, right, she, the defense, they laid out a timeline. They laid out a timeline for now when she goes live. Right, so she comes out, Megan posts about being shot on 7/15/20, right? And then on 7/16, Megan names Daystar to the police, right? So she talked about being shot on the 15th. Then she named him on the 15th. She's saying that he popped her, right? Then on the 27th, Megan goes live on Daystar's birthday to taunt him, right? About him shooting her, right? And then on the 20th of August, Megan publicly names Daystar as the shooter, right? Then on the 24th, Daystar tweets for the first time, to my fans, I'm sorry for my silence, but respectfully, I got time today, right? And then that was on 9/24. Then on 10/20, Daystar spoke on IG Live to respond to Megan, right? So they're basically laying out the timeline. Then Megan Thee Stallion, she goes, the narrative that is being reported about Sunday morning's events are inaccurate. And I'd like to set the record straight. On Sunday morning, I suffered a gunshot wound as a result of a crime that was committed against me and done with the intention to physically harm me. I was never arrested. The police officer drove me to the hospital where I underwent surgery to remove the bullets, which they never found. I'm incredibly grateful to be alive and that I am expected to make a full recovery. But it was important for me to clarify the details about this traumatic night. I'm currently focused on my recovery so I can return back to my life and back to making music as soon as possible, right? And then Tory Lanez, then they said eyewitness and physical evidence indicated physical fight between Megan, Pete, and Kelsey Harris. Kelsey has open wounds and cuts on her legs that were actively bleeding. No injuries were reported on Tory Lanez. The fight was between the women. Who is snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. I thought a blank that got her chain snatched court a loss has something bad to say, right? So what I'm thinking is this, right? The information came out that she was going behind Kelsey's back and sleeping with Tory. They got into a big fight because they was already pissy drunk, right? Kelsey took a big L because she got beat up by a woman that's like damn near a foot taller than her and 50 pounds heavier than her. So she got stumped into the ground. She got mad and grabbed the firearm and opened fire. And the bullet fragments went into, created a wound in her foot. So when she got out the car, she stepped into the glass, right? That's what I'm thinking. But then you had the only witness, Sean Kelly, right? The one that when he got on the stand, he changed his statement. This is what he said when he was initially questioned by police. Check this out.
Wait.
No, it didn't. No?
They shot out of the car?
The windows were open, that's why it sounded like either way. Yeah,
No, they were on my side. The girl opened the door, two girls fighting, and then they shot. And
Okay.
she got out of the car.
Doors of the Escalade open, and the girl come out, and and pull open the passenger door and started screaming and yelling at somebody in the car.
So the girl who came out of the passenger, you're talking about the front passenger?
No, the rear.
The rear passenger. So the girl comes out of the rear passenger and she goes to the front passenger?
Yes.
And she opens up the car door?
Yes.
And then what happens?
They're screaming and shouting at each other and they start fighting.
The two girls?
Yeah, I can see one like feet coming out trying to kick her and the other one's fighting, and then the passenger gets out.
So the girl who does the punching and the kicking is the girl that comes out of the back passenger?
Can we stop there? Because I don't want to. I'll tell you, and then I want to go. My son's on his own.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't want
and it's loud with the cars.
I don't really want to. So basically, the car stopped. The girl in the back got out, started screaming and shouting, ripped the door, pulled the door open, but pulled it so sort of viciously that's why I presume the driver got out. She starts screaming, she starts hitting the girl. The girl then had to start, her feet come out, she starts to kick the girl away from the passenger. They get out, they start fighting here. They start fighting. The driver comes round and tries to sort of break it up. It gets a bit more violent. And between them, the girl then climbs back into the front driver passenger seat.
Where's the shorter black guy?
He's in the back.
He's in the back of the car? Okay.
Then the gun. Then the girl shoots it. So the driver's door's open.
You're seeing the girl shoot?
Can I help you? I think, is it this house?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So you see the girl doing the shooting?
I see what appears to be the girl standing here and shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark and I'm above, so... But then the guy gets out again from the...
So Sean Kelly was the witness that witnessed everything, right? And he was the defense star witness. But when he came into court, the DA's office took him upstairs. And whatever they said to him, when he came back downstairs, he didn't look nobody in the eye. He got on that stand and he did his thing, right? For the defense. For the DA's office. He didn't come down and say the things that he just said in the video that we got him saying. He came down and said things contrary to that, right? So now, Tory Lanez's father, he's on Piers Morgan with Anna Paulina, and he gets up there and he explains this.
When we sat outside, my wife and I, we saw this gentleman come in and we sat down and it was identified for us that, oh, this is Mr. Sean Kelly. He's sitting across from us on the other side of the hallway. And as we sat there, the prosecution came out, one of their detectives or investigators rather, and one of the prosecutors, they took this gentleman, they went upstairs, I believe it was to the 14th floor at that time. By the time this man came down, the witness they did not want to call, this man came down and his testimony became so embellished with other nonsense that people who saw it just looked at it and said, this is crazy.
So just imagine telling the police what you saw on the scene and then coming to court, being taken into an office by the DA office, coming and getting on the stand and saying something totally different. The owner of the gun, that information has been sealed. Kelsey was given full immunity. Tory Lanez's DNA is not on the gun. But yet and still, he was still sentenced to 10 years under a California law that's racially biased. Yeah, he should be coming home. He should be coming home because this footage now is damning evidence. And we haven't heard anything from the DA's office in defense of anything that they've been saying the last 10 days. We haven't heard anything because this evidence is damning. And somebody's in trouble. Some heads are going to roll because they covered up a lot of this stuff. The DNA evidence, the firearm, the owner of the firearm has been sealed. They have to unseal that. There's a lot of information here that's not being told. They never pulled any bullets out of her foot. The video is showing her telling the police she stepped in glass, and the video is showing the police officer saying she stepped in the glass. So now with all of this, as far as this has went, Megan Thee Stallion career could be over. She is in serious trouble, and she could be facing jail time. Kelsey Harris could be facing jail time. Tory Lanez, based off of this information, should be released immediately. The governor right now should be, was it Gavin Newsom over there? He should be having meetings right now to get him, to get his sentence commuted or pardoned. He should be out about Monday. He should be out of jail. Let me know what you guys think, man. Subscribe to Street Media TV, man. Hit that like button. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.